Okay, let's take a look at the prompt one. We're going to make sure that we understand the issue here. And the big issue is that this is not a human impulse, that we tend not to enter into mystery or take risks because it's going to, as she says, shock us, create a sort of disturbance that's uncomfortable. So we tend to avoid discord and dissonance. And that is our natural impulse, because the unknown can be confusing, it could be unclear, and we like to avoid that. But the irony here is that it brings something positive, enriching, perhaps growth. It expands our horizons, for instance. Those are some of the possible words that people came up with. But the issue is this idea of entering into the unknown and how we want to define this experience. So this needs to be part of your answer, your thesis needs to include or reference the prompt, which is this human tendency to avoid a mystery or avoid the darkness or the unknown. And so that has to be woven. Some language of the prompt needs to be in the thesis, plus some of your additional warrants. So some of you just had warrants and it wasn't clear that you were directly dealing with the prompt. Now, the next issue is early, remember, let us know, do you agree or disagree with the implications of this trait of human nature? So that also is best. I think I mentioned that you could have it early in the topic string. Lindbergh correctly or incorrectly or misses, okay, the point here about human nature. Okay, so those are, I think, the big issues that we need to address. Now, once inside the body paragraph and the topic sentence, when you have L1 examples, remember that the topic string here has to deal with something about why this is an example of the unknown or mystery or risk. So don't just plop the L1 in there and assume that we know that this is an example or it's a counterexample. Or we've got to understand how you're using the piece of evidence. So the topic string area was a fairly consistent problem throughout. So this has got to be connected to, this is why these warrants are important in different ways of explaining why people hesitate, or if they do dive into, where they're willing to take the risk or plunge into mystery, then they have a particular benefit. So I think those are the big issues in terms of as we approach revision, especially once we get into the body paragraphs.